Hello everyone, welcome to Oliveboard. This video is about the latest exam pattern and the syllabus change that was introduced by the IIBF regarding JAIIB exam through a official notification. So, we are going to talk about the various aspects of it, what all changes have been made, what can we expect from these newly introduced subjects, and what should be your preparation strategy regarding the same. So, if you're new to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe the channel and press the bell icon so that you don't miss any important update from the Olive Board. And we are going to come up with a lot of new courses regarding the JIIB, and you will get some free videos in our channel that will be of the marathon sessions and various case study session. So in order to stay updated with all the updates that we are going to come up with, please don't forget to press the bell icon. So let's start the session. First of all, let's have a quick overview of what all we have here for you today. So first of all, we are going to talk about the updated exam pattern. What all is there? What is the notification that has been issued? So we are going to discuss that notification, and after that I'll tell you about the subjects that have been introduced and what can we expect, since the details syllabus is not yet out as on the time when I'm recording this video. So, what we can predict regarding the exam pattern, what we can predict about the type of questions that can be expected from every part of it. So, we are going to discuss everything in much detail. So, don't miss out this video and please watch the video till the end. Okay, so let's start. First of all, the updated exam pattern will be discussed. So, what all is introduced? Let us see. But before that, I want to tell you one more thing. Basically, the main change is, see, earlier it used to be just three papers in your JAIIB exam, but now the compulsory papers have been introduced to four. So you're having four compulsory papers, but if you're thinking the legal and regulatory aspect of banking is eliminated, that's not true. The point is the topics of the legal and regulatory aspect of banking, they are accommodated somewhere in the other subjects as well. Because see, there were so many important things in the legal and regulatory aspect of banking. So if you're thinking that whatever you have studied in the legal subject, till now it is possible that you might have attempted the JIIB exam and you were not able to clear the exam in the first attempt or the second attempt. So if you have studied those things, those are not going to get wasted at all. So this is a good thing for you. Now it is true that efforts are increased. You have to put in some extra efforts to study those things that are added here. So like the Indian economy and Indian financial system. So earlier we used to discuss a bit about it in the principles and practices of banking, but not a lot. But now we are having a separate a dedicated subject, so in that a lot of other things would be added. And the purpose of the change of syllabus is that to make the exam more competitive, and in order to make the syllabus comprehensive for the preparation. See what they expect from you. Why do, after you have cleared your IBPS PO, IBPS SO, whatever exam you have appeared for and cleared, it can be IBPS Clerk, any other exam. So, after that, why are they expecting you to appear for more exams? So, the reason is they want you to upskill you. So, in order to upskill you, they are coming up with these exams. Now, these exams actually makes you a better banker, so it is going to help you in the decision making processes that you will come across in your day to day banking activities, that your whatever duties you are performing and in the bank. So it is going to contribute overall to your career. Now after looking at the recent times, the changes that are there, the competitive nature of this industry, and the regulatory reforms that were there, so there was a need to include those things in the syllabus. So for that, since this syllabus has not been revised from a very long time, so it was, there was a need. And one more thing is there, when for a very long time the syllabus remains the same, what happens is people come up with some tricks So they just come up with some 10 pages, 12 pages notes to that, okay, you just read these notes and you'll be able to clear the exam. So that is something that IIBF does not want, definitely, because they want you to go through the course material in much detail. They want you to learn. They just don't want you to study just a few pages and clear the exam. So the overall intention of this exam is to make you a better banker. So just by mucking up four or five, let's say 4 or 5 pages from a particular topic, so it is not going to happen. So they want you to put more efforts, and that is the reason why they have updated the syllabus probably. Now let's come to the topic. So here, this is the notification that was issued by the IIBF. The changes that are there in the revised syllabus, that were as follows. So the first paper, so earlier we used to have 3 papers, now it was changed to 4 papers. So now we are having 4 compulsory papers. Now in that, the first one is the Indian economy and Indian financial system. So what do you expect from this? So we are going to come up to this topic in the coming slide, don't worry about it. So for now, just understand that as you prepare for the Indian economy and the Indian financial system in the competitive exams, this is going to be somewhat similar to that, okay? So all the things that are like the financial system that we talk about, see, it's an extremely important component of our economy, right? So a lot of things are there. I'm going to tell you in detail in the coming slides, so don't worry about it now. Let's now go through the topics first, what all subjects have been introduced, and later on I'll tell you about the specific questions, or you may say specific topics that are more expected from a particular subject, okay? So since the syllabus, detailed syllabus is not out, but still through proper thorough analysis, I have come up with the um, uh, these topics that I'm going to tell you in the coming slides. So let's see. First, this is a new paper, Indian economy and Indian financial system. Now what else is there? So the second one was earlier, also it was there already, okay? So principles and practices of banking, it used to be the paper 1 of old syllabus, okay? Old pattern paper 1 was there, okay? Now what is the next one? So next we have the accounting and financial management for bankers. So what subject we had? So previously we had accounting and finance for bankers, but here they have included this term financial management. So see, because it was not for nothing if this name has been changed. So that means there will be some management aspects that would be added in the syllabus as well. So it would be about some financial management for bankers. So there will be a couple of topics that will be additional in this as well. So we can expect some new topics in this subject as well, because just for the sake of changing the name, they would not have been coming up with this notification that it has been changed. So if the name of the subject is changed, definitely they would have added some additional topics in that subject. So it can be of financial management, any type of financial management for bankers, okay? So that also we can expect. That is also one of the changes that you may expect for the paper. One more thing I want to tell you, this latest pattern, it is not going to be implemented in the start of the 2022. So it is going to be, it is planned to be implemented from the November December session of JAIIB 2022, and if not so in December 2022, then latest at last it can be March, this May or June 2023. So that is the deadline. Before that, this pattern will be implemented for sure. So either it can be November December 2022, or it can be the next year, that is 2023 May or June, okay? Now let's see what else is there. So this is a big change, retail banking and wealth management. So this has been a topic of your CAIIB, that is after you clear JAIIB, you appear for the CAIIB. So in that, there was a elective subject that was named as retail banking and wealth management. So that has been introduced in JAIIB as well. Now it doesn't mean that it is going to be of the difficulty level of your CAIIB, because definitely JAIIB is at if you compare it somewhat, it is less difficult as compared to the CAIIB, that is for sure. But some basic things, because in retail you come across the topics that are very you may say those topics are actually really important, and you come across those things in your day to day life. Okay, so as a banker you come across those things in your day to day life as well, so they are really important. And another thing about this is, see, it talks about the retail products that are there, the insurance products that are there, the it even talks about the when this digital products that the banks has to offer, and a lot of other things are there. So all of these things basically are the ones that are actually required for you as a banker. You deal with these things on day to day basis, so all these things becomes extremely important for you to understand. Okay, so that is one of the reason why it has been introduced. Okay, so I really hope you got a slight idea of this one. Now this is basically the biggest change you may think of in the whole syllabus, because other things somewhat they were having this the Indian economy, we were having a part of it in the principles and practices of banking as well. Okay, so the big difference, the big change is where it is there in the retail banking and wealth management. So we have talked about wealth management and principles and practices of banking as well, so that was there, but here the difference is it is going to be in much detail. So there it was just an introduction of what are the wealth management products, related products that the bank has to offer. But in the case of this dedicated subject, here we are going to have a very detailed elaborated discussion over these topics. So I really hope that you're excited about the new pattern, because anyways it is, see, I know the efforts are going to increase, because for those aspirants who have been appearing for this exam from past few attempts, so it might be a slight you may say unexpected thing for those, or you may say a slight shock for those people, those aspirants, because they were preparing for the legal and AFB and Indian economy. But the thing about this lecture, this particular topic is, it is not that different as it is looking. So it looks very scary, but we can cover it comprehensively, and whatever you have studied about in the three subjects, it is going to help you in the fourth and actually all the subjects as well. Okay, so all right, let's see what let's discuss about all of these things in detail. So what we have understood from here, we have four papers now instead of three. What is paper one? Indian economy and Indian financial system. This is the first one, it is new. Okay, then the second paper is principles and practices of banking. Then the third, so this is there already, so this is the old subject. Now paper 3 is about accounting and financial management for bankers. It we expect slight modifications here as well. Okay, so some slight modifications are expected, not much. It is still going to have those ratios that you studied about, it is still going to have the depreciation, everything will be there, but some additional financial management topics are also expected from here. So that is another thing. Now what else is there? So the paper 4 is the biggest change that has been introduced. So it is what? It is regarding the retail banking and wealth management. So this is one of those subjects that you are going to see. It is anyway going to help you. Why is it so? Once you clear JIIB, when you appear for CAIIB, this is one of the elective subjects, and it is not just a subject, just a elective subject. It is the one that most bankers choose, because it is much related to your day-to-day banking activities, banking duties that you are performing. So this elective paper was already very famous, very popular, and it is after clearing this JIIB you can choose it for your CAIIB as well. In this way you can, with a lot less effort, you can clear that paper as well, that exam as well. Okay, so it's overall a plus thing. There is nothing negative about the new syllabus, so don't be afraid of it and just keep preparing. All right, so let's see. Now let's discuss about these papers in detail. Okay, so one more thing I wanted to tell you here about the retail banking. See what happens in retail banking. What you do in retail banking, like the retail products that the bank has to offer, the overview of those products that we talk about. Okay, then like the home loan is there, then how these are disbursed, what are the eligibility criteria. All these things are actually very connected with your day-to-day activities, your day-to-day duties. So that is the reason it is one of the very relatable. And see, if it interests you, it if it is actually the thing that you are actually implementing in the day-to-day activities of your bank, it is going to be easy for you. So don't be afraid of it. All right, now let's see what all we have in the individual subjects. So let's start with the first subject. All right, so okay, so paper one, since the syllabus is not yet out, we can only tell the expected pattern of this paper. So what we are expecting is, according to me, I believe that it will be somewhat similar to the Indian economy and the financial system that we talk about in the competitive exams. So whatever we study for the competitive exams, let's say if you have ever appeared for the RBI grade B, whatever you study for that, or any other Nabard exam, or even in the general awareness portion of the other banking exams, the IBPS IT office, this IBPS PO exam, the general awareness section of all these exams. So you may have studied about the Indian financial system. You all have studied about the repo rate, reverse repo rate, these things, right? So repo, reverse repo, and then what else is there? So there can be so many things here. See, you can think of it like, if let's say if I'm talking about the overview, so it can be how what important roles this Indian financial system is playing in the Indian economy. Okay, and how it is facilitating the expansion of the financial institutions, the markets that are there, right? And the role that it is playing, the key role that is it is playing in the capital formation. Okay, and if we talk about the financial system, what it is actually, it is helping to form a link between what, link between investor and the one who's let's say who's in, see, this investor and the one who is in need of the funds, right? So the debtor. Okay, so it is forming a link here. Now, there are so many ways in which questions can be asked. So, I'll tell you a brief overview of this. See, first of all, it can ask, the questions can be from the financial institutions, like the formation and other details about the financial institutions. We already talked about the regulatory bodies in the principles and practices of banking. So, it is not going to be very different from that. You will come across some of the things that would look very similar to the principles and practices of banking. Okay, all right. Now I believe that there will be some part from the NBFCs as well, non-banking financial institutions, financial companies that are there. Okay, so from there as well you can expect something, some questions, insurance sector as well. Then what are the financial services that are there, financial assets that are there. Okay, so the financial markets, detail about it, what are the these things. See, you would come across questions like call money. What is call money? So it is not so that you have not studied about it at all in the PPP. It was there, but still here we are focusing mainly on that. So there, what used to happen? There, one half marker question maybe would have been asked, but here we have this dedicated subject, so more questions will be asked from this part, like the notice money. Okay, so we all are aware of this call money. What is call money? So whenever the loan is granted for one day and it is repaid on the second day, what we call it? We call it call money. Okay. So in this case, there is no need of any collateral securities, and any such securities are not required for call money. It is very short term borrowing. Okay. Now, what is this notice money? See, notice money is what? It is the loan that is granted for more than a day but for less than 14 days. Okay, so it was what? It was for one day. And when we talk about notice money, what is it? It is from 1 to, like you can consider it from 2 to 14 days. Okay, so if it is one day, it is going to be call money. If it is more, 2 to 14 is considered as notice money. And here as well, no collateral security is required for such transactions. Okay, it is called as the notice money. Now, there is another one like the term money that is there. What is this? So, term money is basically when the maturity period of any deposit is beyond 14 days, we call it as term money. So, beyond 14 is what? Term money. And we also have the T bills. Okay. So, what T bills are? So, government bonds, or let's say the debt securities that are having the maturity less than a year. Okay. So, these have the maturity less than 1 year. Okay, so it's also short term. Now, let's say, see, whenever you're buying a T-bill, what it means? It means that you're lending some amount to the government. Why does government want funds? So government need funds in order to fund some of the projects, the government schemes that are there. So it is having a very diversified sources of the borrowing. So government takes funds from various sources, and T-bills are one of those methods that the government uses in order to raise some funds. Okay, now we also have the certificate of deposits. I am sure you all are aware of this as well. Okay, so what are these? It is a demat form, and that means the dematerialized form. You can also call it as the electronically generated receipt, that is for funds that are deposited in the bank for a specified period of time. Okay, then we also have the commercial papers. What are the commercial papers? It is unsecured and short term debt instrument. Okay, that are there, that are mostly issued by whom? By the cooperatives. Okay, the corporations that are there. See, corporations, see, these corporations, they issue these commercial papers, okay, and they are somewhat risky, okay. So, this is issued by the corporations, and it is unsecured, so hence it is somewhat risky. Now, this is about, all these are what? These are the financial asset that we talked about. So these are the things that you can expect from the financial this financial asset part. Now we also have the financial services. So what all it includes? So it is including the banking services, as we know. What else? Insurance. It is non-bank. See, if we are talking about bank assurance, it can be of offering from a particular bank as well, but it is one of those other financial services that are provided. So these are like the issuing of insurance, selling policies, insurance undertakings, brokerage. All of these are a part of insurance services. And what all we include in the banking services that I told you in the first one, so it includes any small or big service provided by the banks. What can be the example of such services? So you can think of granting a loan, depositing money, accepting deposits as in, then issuing the debit or credit cards, then what else is there? So opening any sort of accounts is there. So all of these are what, an example of the banking services. Financial services, that also comes under the banking part. Okay, now apart from the banking and insurance, the financial service also consists of the investment services. Okay, so investment services are also there. So what it includes? The asset management. Okay, so asset management is included in the financial service when we are talking about the investment services, that comes under the financial services. Now what else are the services? So you also have the foreign exchange services, exchange services. Okay, so the exchange of currency, the foreign exchange, all of these are a part of the foreign exchange services. I hope you got a very clear idea of this. Now the last one is the financial markets. What all it includes? Financial market, as we talk about in the this principle of and practices of banking as well, it consists of the capital market. What else? So it includes the money market as well. Okay, so money market is also there and capital market is also there. So in capital market, what all is included? So in capital market, the corporate securities market is there, then the government securities market is there, then what else? The long term loan market is also there in the capital market. Okay, long term loan. Now what all we have in the money market? So see, money market mostly are dominated by the governments, banks and other large institutions. So money market is actually a short term market. So it is there for the short term investment. And it is see, if you're talking about any investment more than whose maturity is more than 1 year, you cannot be talking about the money market, because it is having the maturity that is restricted to 1 year. Okay, so here we have various markets like the organized money market and the unorganized money market as well. Okay, so here what is happening, it is, you can think of it as a wholesale debt market which works on low risk and high liquidity instruments. So think about it, if I'm saying that something is having low this short term, this is the maturity period is very less, so that means the liquidity is going to be high in this case. So that is what we are talking about here in the case of money market. Now what else comes under the financial market? So you have the foreign exchange market. Okay, exchange market. So it is one of the most developed markets that are there across the world. So this foreign exchange market, what it deals with? It deals with the requirements related to multi-currency. Let's say I am having euro and I want to get it converted to, let's say, rupees or any other thing. So we are talking about multi-currency market, right? Whenever we are discussing the foreign exchange market. Now the next one is the credit market. So we don't have space here, anyways I'm going to write it somewhere here. So it is what? Credit market. So what is this credit market? It is also sure, see, whenever I'm saying that I'm talking about the credit market, it is the one where short term as well as the long term loans are granted to individuals as well as the organizations by various banks and the financial and even the non-financial institutions as well. So this is what, as the name suggests, credit, we mean the loans. Okay, so the credit market is about that. All right, so I really hope you got an idea of what all can we expect from this paper. So this, I believe that after we are done with this slide, you would be very clear with one fact, that we have talked about similar things in the principles and practices of banking as well. So it's not a very whole new subject, whole new topic. It is uh, related to what we have studied, but it is going to elaborate those things that we have had a brief overview in the principles and practices of banking. All right. Now, let's move to the second paper. In the second paper here, second paper is just like the previous pattern. So it is what, the principles and practices of banking. So it still holds all those topics that we already are aware of, that comes under the PPP subject. So there is no modification in this, and it is exactly the same as it was earlier. So there has been no modification in the subject. So for the old students who have been preparing since a while for the JAIIB exam, it is a good thing that it is exactly the same and there has been no modification in the principles and practices of banking. Now, what else is there? So accounting and financial management for bankers, this also we expect the paper pattern is going to remain somewhat same, but more focus will be on the financial management part. Okay, so still in syllabus, not much change is expected from here. Just a few topics may be added, but not a lot. Now, this is where the change actually is more significant. This is a addition. Okay, so this is pure addition to the syllabus. This is the whole new paper. Okay, so that is retail banking and wealth management. So for those of you who are considering it as one of those topics that are going to take extra efforts, I want to tell you that it is not, that it is not taking any extra effort. Why is it so? If you would not have prepared for it 6 months later, you would have to prepare for it for CAIIB exam. So it's helping you to prepare for the CAIIB exam in a very good manner. Okay, so it's basically helping you. It's not there is nothing negative in this. Okay, all right, so let's see what all we can expect in the paper 4. So here I have noted down few topics for you. So you can broadly, if I'm saying, so broadly you can expect the questions from the retail products that are there. So as you all are aware, what are the retail products that are there? So see, home loan is a retail product, right? It's not nothing new. You come across these things in a lot of other things as well, in other subjects as well. It's not a whole new topic. Then we have the auto loans. Okay, so what else can we consider it here? So personal loans are also there. What else? So the education loans are there. Okay, now these things are there that you can consider in the in this retail products. Now I want to add some more things here. So what kind of questions? So see, let's say I'm talking about this retail product. What all we can expect from here? See, I'll just change the color of the marker so that it's visible to all of you. All right. Okay, so first of all, you can expect some things from the this eligibility, or let's say if I'm talking about a particular loan, so it is going to be about the eligibility as well, description of the asset products that are there, approval process. What is the approval process for the retail loans? That is also one of the important topics, right? Approval process for the retail loan. This is an expected topic. It's not so that the syllabus is out. Syllabus is still not out, but as per the prediction, what I can guide you with for now is This is most expected one. Okay, so it can be about this. Then how the credit score works, right? Credit scoring. Then what else can be there? So if I'm talking about a particular loan product, let's say home loan, so what all can I include here? What is the eligibility? What else? So what is the margin that you have to take? Margin. Okay. Then security. What kind of security is needed? Then what else? So if there is any moratorium period that is allowed, so the moratorium period, or what else? So let's say when I'm talking about the home loans, it's not issued all at once. So what how is it issued? How the amount is disbursed? So there are certain disbursement procedures, right? So after this particular part is done, if you're constructing a new house, so after the slab they are going to issue so and so amount and so on. So disbursement is also one of the topics that are very important for us to understand. That also can be one of the topics here. Then what else? So the repayment, the collection, if there are any role of the recovery agents, about them as well. Then what else you can think of here? So about home loans, these are the important ones. Now if I'm saying other loans like the personal loan or the auto loans, that are the vehicle loans, and the educational loans, so for all of these things will be included. One more thing will be included, the purpose as well. So you have to tell the purpose of taking the loan, if it is any sort of such loans like the education loan, because it depends on the institution that you are taking admission in, and there are various other things as well. So all of these things are there. Now if I'm talking about the credit card product, that is another product offered by the banks, right? So credit or debit card, this is also one of the products, right? So what are the differences? Then you can expect what is the eligibility if I'm applying for a credit card, what is the eligibility, how it is decided. Okay, so how the eligibility is decided. Then what is the billing cycle. Okay, what else? So you can think of the credit points, the credit rating, right? What if the person is not making the repayments, what is going to happen? Okay, so all these things can be included here. All right. So this is about this one. Now let's see what else is there. So the marketing and the selling of the retail products and the accounting. So under this section, what all you can expect. So sometimes, see, you all might have noticed that while you're shopping at Amazon, so at Amazon or Flipkart, you get some offers. So shopping, online shopping, you get the offers on specific card. So what is that? If they're offering some special discounts on a card, that is one of the marketing strategy, right? So that is in that way the card is going to be used more for the shopping. So nowadays you may have even noticed that if a particular type of let's say even some people, they apply for a particular credit card only because of the fact that the online shopping website that they use, that website offers more discounts on this particular card. So that becomes a very good selling point for the banks in order to popularize their products in order to make sure that more and more people apply for their credit card. It is a very important marketing strategy, and that also comes under the retail banking. Okay, all right. So what kind of strategy is it? It's like the tie-up that are there with any other companies or something. Okay, so this is about the credit cards. All right. Now, what else are used as the strategies? So there are so many other things. The tie-up is not just limited to these e-commerce websites. The tie-up can be with other institutions for the personal loans, for credit card, for education loans, for any other facility. Okay, so it can be some authorized dealers for auto or vehicle loans. Okay, so it can be anything. Or let's say if I'm saying I'm talking about the auto loans. So what can be the tie up in this case? So tie up can be with some authorized dealers. Okay, then if I'm talking about home loan, so the tie up can be with the builder or the developer who's there. Okay, okay, I'm just writing DV. All right. Now, also in the retail banking, you can expect some of the this from the marketing and this part. You can also expect the delivery channels. Okay, so what can be the delivery channels? Like the branches are there, then extension counters are there, ATMs are there, then POS is there. What else? What is this POS? So when you go to any shopping mall or any other let's say any store you have visited, and you don't have your cash in hand, so what you can use, you can use the POS. That means the point of sale. This is the machine that they're having, point of sale. And what with this, so you can just swipe your card and it is going to get whatever the amount that you're willing to pay, that will be deducted from your account directly. So that is also one of the you can think of it as the delivery channel. Okay, then you have the internet banking, you have the mobile banking. So you all would have realized by now that if you have prepared wholeheartedly for the JIIB in the old pattern, there are so many things common here. So it is not going to be extremely different. It is very similar to what you have already talked about, what you have already studied in the JAIIB old syllabus. Okay, now there are certain selling processes that are there in the retail product, the direct selling agents that are there. Okay, so that is also one of the things that you can expect. Then what are the stages in the customer relationship management process? So we know that in this what happens, see, whenever the bank is providing some loan, so it is not the case that the bank want to end the relationship with the customer after that. So it is not the thing. They want to make sure that the this person is going to maintain a long term relationship with the bank. So that means if this person has taken a vehicle loan from the bank, so we want that this person should this relationship with the bank from of this person should be in such a way that this person should borrow more often from us, even in other requirements like the personal loan, the home loan, or any other loan that he wants to take. So he should be taking from us. For that we need to maintain the customer relationship, right? So the CRM process, what is it? It is the strategy that is for keeping the customer interaction personalized and meaningful. And there are mainly some steps involved in this, so I'm going to tell you about that as well. So before you give any loan, so you have to reach the potential customer. That is also one of the parts of the this customer relationship management. After you have reached the potential customer, after that what is required? So Customer acquisition. Okay, you have advertised your product to the customer. Now they should take your product, so the customer acquisition, that is the next step. Then the conversion is there. After that, customer retention is there. So when we talk about banking services, customer retention becomes extremely important, because if someone has taken one loan, so there are high chances that this customer may take another loan from the same bank if you are providing good services. So that is the reason why we want the customer relationship, why we want to make sure the customer relationship management is efficient in the banks. Okay, so you have to take care of the customer loyalty. See, what happens, you have to make sure that your services are so good that it is going to lead to the customer loyalty. What is that? In case, let's say the customer is having a immediate need, so the customer should visit you for the loan. Let's say it's personal loan, any sort of loan, so this should be your relationship with the customer. Okay, so for that, it's extremely important to understand the needs of the customer, and then pitch in the right product to the customer. Okay, so let's take an example. What is this? Let's say I'm having a credit card. Now the bill is generated and my credit card bill is above 1 lakh rupees, so it's 1 lakh 12,000 rupees. Now the bank is aware that I might be having problem in repaying the whole amount all at once, so they're going to make a call to me. According to that situation, they are aware that I'm having this much debt, so they are going to offer me that, ma'am, do you want to convert this whole amount into EMIs? So the interest rate is 14%, 15%, 16%, whatever they are offering. So they are going to tell me the interest rate, and they are going to offer this thing to me. But then they will tell me that, okay, you have an alternative offer as well. So at 13, this is at 16% EMI conversion, but at 13% we are giving you this personal loan. So if you want, we can transfer this amount to your account, and you can just repay the loan, the credit card bill, and you can repay this loan in the EMIs. Okay, so they have pitched in through their credit card, they have pitched in another product, and there are high chances that I might be willing to take the personal loan here. Okay, so in general, when we think about it, 13% looks very high. But if let's say you are in need, because they are going to pitch in the things in that way, they are going to tell you that if you don't pay the amount that is 1 lakh 10,000 12,000 whatever, so you will be charged 42% rate of interest. That is really high. So you would be scared and you would prefer to take the loan at 13%. So it's not just about that, it's about pitching in the right products. So we have talked about it a lot in the principles and practices of banking as well, so it's not very different from that. Okay, so I suppose you are clear with this. All right, now what else is there? So apart from this, I've included here that what are the distinctions between the retail and the corporate and the wholesale banking. Okay, so this corporate banking or the wholesale banking, what is the difference? So that also we can expect in the paper 4. Then the retail strategies, as I've already told you about the tie-ups. Okay, and other strategies that are there in order to make sure the more say in this, see the products, or you can say the retention of the existing customers also comes under the retail strategies. Okay, so whatever I've talked about, that covers this as well. Then the delivery channels are there, as I've already told you about. It includes the POS, internet banking, mobile banking, then ATMs, branches, and extension points. Everything comes under the delivery channel. Then what are the trends in the retailing? That also is one important portion here. Okay, so the trends that are there in the retailing, that also you can cover in this part. Okay, So what can be this? So in retail banking nowadays, the insurance products are becoming very famous. Then what else? The demat services, they are becoming very popular day by day. Okay, so the demat services. What else? So like the property services that are there. Okay, so these are the products that are getting popularized day by day. You have some, let's say, investment advisory, that is also a trending one. Big corporates, they are not they are having funds, but they are not having enough idea that where they should invest. So this advisory is there. So you're going to charge some fees for providing this. Then wealth management, as we talk about, so this is the very important one because it is the name of the subject. Okay, so wealth management also comes under this. Okay, and the cross selling opportunities, the e-banking, everything, growth of e-banking, everything comes under the trends in the retailing. Okay, so I hope it is clear. Then what is next? Recovery of retail loans. So after you have provided these loans, you have to make sure you are recovering these amounts well. Okay. So sometimes you take the service of the recovery agents as well. Okay. So if you are using recovery agents, there are certain guidelines that are issued by RBI regarding the in this recovery agent. Why is it so? Because they are not a part of bank, and they are carrying out the activities of the on behalf of the bank. They are agents. So what happens if they are carrying out any activity that is wrongfully done, or anything that is there? So that is going to malign the name of the bank, first of all, and secondly it is going to compromise the interest of the customers. So that is not what we want, that is not what RBI wants. So there are certain guidelines, so they cannot exploit, they cannot harass these customers while going for the recovery. They cannot go at odd hours, they can only make the recoveries in the office hours. They cannot blackmail these customers in any way. So no harassment should be there, and there are so many clauses. So this guidelines that is given by the Reserve Bank of India, that should be followed. Okay, then there are certain other things like the defaults that are there, okay, in the repayment. So how do you deal with the defaults? Then what else is there? So the rescheduling, let's say this person was not able to repay the amount, and he is requesting for some rescheduling of the this repayment period. So that is there. So then one more very important thing is what? SURFACI Act. Okay, so we have talked about it in which subject? We have talked about it in the legal and regulatory aspect of banking as well. Okay, so this is extremely important. Then you have the debt recovery tribunal, so that also. Then there are some lok adalats, there are so many things, how you make use of the lok adalat forum, and all these things, these are also there in the recovery of the retail loans. So I hope you're getting my point, what all we can expect from the paper 4. So all in all, it is going to be extremely important and extremely interesting, more importantly. So you don't have to worry about it. Now let's have a quick look at what are the olive boards offering for you. So we have the JIIB selection course with the detailed video lectures of all the topics covered in the syllabus. We have more than 110 hours of videos that you will be getting. Okay, then what is the validity? So the validity of the course is 6 months, or you can get the course for 12 months as well. And then we have the JIIB mocks as well. In that, the validity is 12 months, so you can practice the questions that are very relevant to the actual exam pattern and the kind of questions that are expected. So we make sure to include all those areas which are relevant for the exam, and without adding any unnecessary thing in the mock test as well as the video lecture course. So you will get the live doubt sessions where you can ask all your queries, and your queries are going to get addressed immediately. And you can make sure, so you're going to get the personal attention in the lectures, in the live doubt session, and you can make sure to ask all the doubts that you're having regarding the videos that you have seen, anything that you're not able to solve. If there is anything, you can ask all of that from in the live doubt sessions, and extremely experienced faculty is there in order to help you, in order to guide you to prepare for the exam. Then we have the case study practice sessions as well. We are also planning to come up with a new course of case study questions. So anyways, it is included in the normal course, in the JIIB selection course as well, but later on we are planning to come up with a dedicated course for the case study practice sessions, because the questions from the case study part are very important for the exam, and a lot of questions are asked from the case study part. So that is the reason we have even designed that as well. So you can give it a try. You can look for the free mock test available. You can watch the videos that are freely available on the portal, and you can inquire about it through our website as well. All right, so this is it that I had planned for you in this video. We are coming up with a lot more videos that are going to enhance your preparation for JAIIB exam. So stay tuned in this channel. Don't forget to subscribe the channel, like this video, and press the bell icon so that you do not miss any important update regarding JAIIB exam. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you in the next video. Thank you.